So how much shit do Australians have to go through before people vote for real change in Australia? A good look at Venezuela, and not just the news headlines from the lefty media, but have a real good look at what's going on. If you hear all this stuff about piracy with the tankers and stolen oil, well, that oil in those tankers, for a start, may have been developed by oil made next door to Venezuela, to the south. They've had some huge finds offshore there. There's about 4 to 5 FPSOs. That may grow to 7 by 2030. And at the moment, they're pulling out around 900,000 barrels a day. These oil companies take a lot of time, a lot of risk, and it's a big investment to develop these fields. And then you can't have some lunatic left-wing governments just walk in and just say, oh, it's ours now. This naval armada may be just as much of a message to other countries around there. Now, there may be some guys in Australia who endlessly rage bait about LNG and what Australians should be getting out of it and all that. And look, I don't disagree with that in general. But if you're going to do that, you have to do everything. I mean, if there was, example, a resource dividend paid to all Australians each year with your tax return or whatever, well, that resource dividend would have been a lot higher before the year 2000 than what it is now. Considering Australia's population was around 20 million at the turn of the century, and now it's pushing maybe 29 million, your resource dividend would have been so much bigger. The resource sector is vital to Australia, and resource companies need to be able to operate with confidence. And how anyone could think of holding up or not developing the Northwest Shelf is just... I've already gone over on the channel before nationalisation. When you look at Indonesia and what may have happened when they nationalised some of their oil fields, and as I was saying, the countries around Venezuela, well, I don't think they'd even think about it at the moment. And resource companies should have access to the workforce or pool of workers that they need. When it comes to the Australian workforce, why can't Australia have an eternally young workforce? For example, why can't there be visas available 25 years old to 50 years old? After 50, you're welcome to return to your home country for a pension there, or you're welcome to stay in Australia as long as you want on a tourist or non-work visa. One of the most critical challenges for Australia at the moment, in my opinion, citizenship. Now, that may need to be extended out to 10, 15 or 20 years to apply for an Australian passport. Not granted, that's for an application for an Australian passport.